At this show, our policy is you have to stop donating and voting for Democrats. You have to stop donating to them and stop voting for them.
Really, the duopoly.
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying to the Republican Party too. And you have to vote third party. Vote if you vote Libertarian or whatever. You got to vote for a third party. I'm voting for the People's Party, and hopefully they can get ballot access. You know that the rules are set up to keep third parties off the ballot. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll have a third party to vote for. If I can't vote for the People's Party, I'll vote for another third party like I always do now. So, because things will never change until, at least for one election cycle, you have to stop donating and stop voting for Democrats. At least for one election cycle. This would be a good one to do it. So, they say Joe Rogan is spreading misinformation, but of course, as usual, I have to remind everybody that the biggest liars of the biggest lies that are the most destructive are who? The government. So here is the government spokesperson over at the State Department. Let me get this guy's name because we found out a lot about him.
Just from Wikipedia.
Just from Wikipedia. That's all you need to do is go to Wikipedia.
Reliable source.
This is Ned Price. This is Ned Price. And so let me just show you the video. So should I show the video first and then do these jokes? Or should we wait?
Show it first. Show the
video. So let me show you the video. So he is he's going to drum up, he's pushing propaganda to drum up a war with Russia and the United States in Ukraine. And watch this.
Thanks. Okay, well, that's quite a mouthful there. So you said actions such as these suggest otherwise. Suggest meaning they suggest they're not interested in talks and they're going to go ahead with some kind of what action?
So this is Ned Price, spokesperson for the State Department, meaning Joe Biden and the military. And what he is saying is that Russia's done actions that indicate they don't want to have negotiations or talk. And this reporter, the reporter's name, by the way, is Matt Lee. He says, what actions are you referring to? And here, watch this.
One, the actions I've just pointed to. The fact that Russia continues to engage in disinformation campaigns.
You made an allegation that they might do that. Have they actually done it?
What we know, Matt, is what I've just said, that they have engaged in this activity, in this planning activity. But let me because obviously this is not the first time we've made these reports public. You'll remember that just a few weeks ago.
I'm sorry, made what report public?
If you'll let me finish, I will tell you what report we made public. We told you a few weeks ago that we have information indicating Russia also has already prepositioned a group of operatives to conduct a false flag operation in eastern Ukraine. So that, Matt, to your question, is an action that Russia has already taken.
It's an action that you say that they have taken, but you have shown no evidence to confirm that. And I'm going to get to the next question here, which is, what is the evidence that they... I mean, this is like crisis actors, really? This is like Alex Jones territory you're getting into now.
So what he's saying, you guys are just making shit up left and right. You're saying they're going to do false flags, meaning crisis actors? You're getting into Alex Jones territory. By the way, Alex Jones is right a lot of times when he calls off false flags, just for the record. And look at his face. He knows he's got him. This guy's like, God damn it. You know, I have to keep lying. You know, I'm just going to keep lying anyways, Matt. No matter how many times you ask me about this, I'm just going to keep lying.
Look at his face.
Look at his face. There we go.
What evidence do you have to support the idea that there is some propaganda film in...
Now, he just called this guy Alex Jones. That's what that reporter did to his fucking face. And the guy took it. Why did he take it? Because he knows he's fucking lying and pushing a bullshit war. That's why he took it.
In the making.
Matt, this is derived from information known to the U.S. government, intelligence information that we have declassified. I think you know.
Okay, well, where...
You know, like they have, like, remember when Colin Powell held up that they have sarin gas, they have these chemicals. We know this. These aren't assertions. They didn't know it. They made it up, just like he's making this up. Now, again, this isn't Joe Rogan doing this. This is the government.
Where is it? Where is this information?
It is intelligence information that we have declassified.
Well, where is it? Where's the declassified information?
I just delivered it.
No, you made a series of allegations and statements.
Would you like us to print out the topper? Because you will see a transcript of this briefing that you can print out for yourself.
That's not evidence, Ned. That's you saying it. That's not evidence. I'm sorry.
What would you like?
I
would like you to produce the evidence of the shit you're claiming.
I just said it.
I just said it. There's the evidence. Do you hear this? And you guys have a problem with Joe Rogan. Okay.
To see some proof that you that you can show that
Matt, you have been
that shows that the Russians are doing this. Ned, I've been doing this for a long time.
I know, that was my point. You have been doing this for quite a while. You know that when we declassify intelligence information,
and I
we do so in a means we do so with an eye to protecting sources and methods.
Is not going to fall. I remember a lot of things. So where is the declassified information other than you coming out here and saying?
Matt, I'm sorry you don't like the format, but we have declassified. It's not the format;
it's the content.
I'm sorry you don't like the content. I'm sorry you are doubting the information that is in the possession of the U.S. government. No, what I'm telling you is that this is information that's available to us. We are making it available to you in order for a couple reasons. One is to attempt to deter the Russians from going ahead with this activity. Two, in the event we're not able to do that, in the event the Russians do go ahead with this, to make it clear as day, to lay bare the fact that this has always been an attempt on the part of the Russian Federation to fabricate a pretext.
Yeah, but you don't have any evidence to back it up other than what you're saying. It's like you're saying, we think we have information the Russians may do this, but you won't tell us what the information is. And then when you're asked...
That is the idea behind deterrence, Matt. That is the idea behind deterrence. It is our hope that the Russians don't go forward with this.
You say, I just gave it to you. But that's not what...
You seem not to understand. You seem not to understand the idea of deterrence. We are trying to deter the Russians from moving forward with this type of activity. That is why we're making it public today. If the Russians don't go forward with this, that is not... ipso facto, an indication that they never had plans to do so.
But then it's unprovable. I mean, my God, what is the evidence that you have that suggests that the Russians are even planning this?
Matt,
I'm not saying that they're not, but you just come out and say this and expect us to believe it without you showing a shred of evidence that it's actually true. Other than when I ask, or when anyone else asks, what's the information? You said, well, I just gave it to you, which was just you making a statement.
Matt, you said yourself, you've been in this business for quite a long time. You know that when we make information, intelligence information public, we do so in a way that protects sensitive sources and methods. You also know that we declassify information only when we're confident in that information. If you doubt the credibility of the U.S. government, of the British government, of other governments, and want to find solace in information that the Russians are putting out, that is for you to do.
I'm not asking what the Russian government is putting out, and what is it supposed to mean?
And you got a problem. You got a problem with Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's not going to start a war.
Joe Rogan's not starting a war. And he does it with the smug look on his face. So that's the face of lying. Those are important lies that lead to deaths and have big consequences. Those are important lies. And so now, Kurt, you did a little checking on our friend Ned Price.
The human format.
He is Edward Ned Price, is an American political advisor and former intelligence officer serving as a spokesman for the United States Department of State since 2021. He worked at the CIA from 2006 to 2017. On February 20th, 2017, he published an op-ed in the Washington Post outlining his decision to retire from the CIA rather than work for the Donald Trump administration. So that's who he is. He's a man of integrity. He's retired, but now he's back, baby, and better than ever. I like to imagine he was like Rambo, living in a Burmese jungle, catching snakes and sharpening random pieces of metal, till the army colonel comes and begs him to come back to work. Hey, I left all that behind, Colonel. I sharpen metal now in the jungle. The State Department needs you, Ned. You're the best at not giving straight answers to basic questions. If I come back, I play it my way. I'm going to stammer a lot and look like an idiot at press conferences. You know that. President Biden has already signed off on all of that, Ned. He was asleep, so we just stuck a pen in his fingers and made him sign the papers. That's Ned, Mr. Integrity, from the CIA.
That's a good read.
So why did he retire from the CIA rather than work under Donald Trump? I bet he knows some secret CIA stuff about Trump, and that's why, right? Well, here's the summary, right? In his op-ed, and it's on his Wikipedia. So keep in mind that this is the official wiki for a powerful person in the party that they like. So Wikipedia isn't smearing him in this entry, okay? Just so you know, here it comes. In February 2017 Washington Post op-ed piece, Ned Price described mounting concerns over Donald Trump, first when he was candidate, then prior to inauguration, and then as the sitting president. For example, Price described his initial concern when during a debate with rival candidate Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump blithely dismissed the opinions of senior intelligence officials. This is why he resigned. This is why he resigned. You ready? It keeps going. Price then described how demoralized he and fellow CIA officials felt when newly inaugurated President Trump used a visit to CIA headquarters to campaign-style self-promotion. Finally, Ned Price reflected on how Trump removed senior intelligence officials from the Principals Committee and expressed concern that by ignoring their advice, he was putting public safety at risk. So in this op-ed that he wrote, Ned Price pointed out that he had loyally served in both Republican and Democratic administrations. Of course he did. Of course he did. Well, of course he served loyally because establishment doesn't go after establishment. And that's what integrity means. He didn't fake retire because Trump was going to commit war crimes or Trump had plans to crack down on civil liberties. He didn't find out Trump was approving of torture secretly and blow the whistle and go to jail like John Kiriakou. That's not what Ned Price did. No, it was when Trump removed senior officials from the Principals Committee. That was when Ned had enough. So Ned had no trouble serving in the CIA and all those places while they were literally invading countries illegally, ordering torture to cover it up, doing rendition of Guantanamo Bay. None of that bothered Ned. You know what did? He took senior advisors off of the Principals Committee, and that's when his integrity kicked in. Okay, here's the last piece on his entry on his Wikipedia. Ned Price discusses his experiences working under President Obama in a 2018 book entitled West Wingers, Stories from the Dream Chasers, Change Makers, and Hope Creators Inside the Obama White House. Are you kidding me? Let me read that to you again. West Wingers, stories from the Dream Chasers, Change Makers, and Hope Creators inside the Obama White House. Wow, keep chasing that dream, Ned, of starting a new war with Russia, because that's what his dream is. By the way, who came up with the title for that book? Did they just feed words into some kind of artificial intelligence program or something? Because that's what it sounds like. Hope from Dream Creators, Story Changers, Make Chasers, Inside and Dreams of Obama. It's just like... So there you go. There's the big liars. And as Caitlin Johnstone points out, I'm declassifying evidence that Nigeria is planning a false flag operation in Switzerland. Are you ready? Here it is. Nigeria is planning a false flag operation in Switzerland. The evidence is me asserting it. If you doubt this evidence, you're a propagandist for Nigeria. So that's what Ned Price just did. Here's the evidence. What's the evidence? The evidence is I'm telling you it.
Why don't you go have another bowl of borscht, comrade Matt?
The U.S. government is blatantly lying while saber-rattling for a war with a nuclear power, but don't let this take your eye off the real problem of comedians doing podcasts. This is the guy, Matt Lee. He was asking the questions. He works for the AP. Now, the AP is also totally full of shit, but Matt Lee happens to not be. So good for Matt Lee.
He's probably old enough to remember all the lies they did last time around.
Yes.
You got a whole new generation of like suckers that are gonna. Is Biden still getting a cat?
And here, what is this? Edward Price, born November. He's born in 1982. That guy is an American political advisor and former intelligence officer, serving as spokesman for the United States Department of State since 21. He worked at the CIA. Yeah.
That's just the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I don't know. This is from DBpedia, whatever that is. So there you go. Now you know who the real liars are, and that's your Joe Biden State Department, and they're all full of shit, warmongers for profit, because that's why they're. Why are we doing this in Ukraine? For profit, for money, to transfer money to the arms industry. Go ahead, Kurt.
Jimmy, they're the only ones that can fight against the right.
What is that?
The Democrats only ones kind of progressive to fight against the right. Why aren't you attacking constantly like Fox News or Marjorie Taylor Greene or something?
Yeah, that's what people want me to do. That's what people. Why don't you do that? Because they're all on the same team. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Joe Biden are in the same. Let's frickin' get in bed with the military-industrial complex and do whatever they want team, and that's what this is. Didn't change when it was Trump. That's not going to change under Biden. It was horrible under Obama. It's the same thing. They're all warmongering, war criminals too. By the way, Obama was a war criminal. All of our presidents are. Hey, we're doing live stand-up shows in Los Angeles, February 5th, February 12th, February 18th, February 20th, we're in Philadelphia, and then February 26th, back here in Los Angeles in Studio City at our 60-seat theater. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets, and while you're there, become a premium member, get access to all our premium content.